Hey guys, RTT back here from that video. Guys, Windows 11 is here. Yeah, so let's go ahead and talk about it. So Windows 11 now is official. It is actually a little bit different than what I honestly expected. It's more window type. It's kind of like, I don't say flashy, but it's definitely a little bit different than I was going in expecting it to look like. But here's the big headline for Windows 11. Microsoft would like to see Steam and Epic Game Store on the Windows 11 Microsoft Store. So obviously this would be a collaboration, like a partnership to go ahead and obviously in the end split revenue, even though Microsoft claims that anybody who does go ahead and goes on the Microsoft Store keeps 100% of the revenue as long as they go through a third-party source. This is interesting. So first off, you guys already know, Epic Games and Apple, Epic Games and Google had that huge lawsuit, that crazy insane lawsuit. Everything was going crazy with that. And now I don't know if Microsoft is going to come around the corner and be like, hey, guess what? We're behind you, Epic Games, because if you guys did not know, I believe Microsoft hit $1 trillion recently. So yeah, it's honestly insane. But anyway, though, let's go ahead and continue this. So obviously Steam's a big market, and obviously Epic Games is a big market too. The new Microsoft Store coming in Windows 11 brings some well-deserved changes to the platform. As I said before, redesigned UI, new apps, a new business system, and even an Android apps via Amazon App Store, which I thought was interesting. There is actually going to be an Amazon App Store, which you can download Android apps. So like I said, and another thing is, if you do game on PC and you use Xbox Game Pass, there is a huge update to the Xbox Game Pass. They're really pushing this with Windows 11. So if you are a Game Pass subscriber and you love the Game Pass, Windows 11 will be for you, pretty much. And with those, despite all that, coming, Microsoft still wants more, including integration with other third-party stores like Steam and Epic Games. Yesterday, Microsoft unveiled Windows 11, the company's new client OS that promised to improve performance and user productivity. So I guess with them getting Amazon, to come on board and have their own app store, I think what they're trying to do here, and like I said, anyone on the Windows 11 store who sells keeps 100% of the proceeds as long as they, again, go to third-party source. I think what they're doing is they're probably going to still take money from, they probably take money from Amazon, right? Because Amazon, it has their own app store. They probably take money from Epic Games and Steam, and that's what they're trying to do. They're trying to keep everything in one place so they can sell, these obviously units as much as possible, and they're trying their best to go ahead and have, take some money from these other two companies, because again, they make a crap ton of money. Steam and Steam and Epic Games. One of the changes is the ability to download Android app from Amazon App Store, which will allow developers to keep the revenue made by their apps, which customers use third-party payment methods. Well, wait, when a customer uses third-party payment methods, if the customer doesn't, the revenue will be split. So obviously, like I said before, this is actually, what was this? This was actually the lawsuit between Epic Games and Google and Epic Games and Apple, right? Because Epic Games wanted them to go ahead and let people use PayPal to buy stuff, avoiding Apple Pay, avoiding Google Pay, avoiding these pay services by Google and Apple. Epic Games wanted them to go around that and said, hey, we'll give you a discount if you use like PayPal, which directly we get the money and we don't have to split it with the big giants. So this is literally what the issue was with the lawsuit, and this is interesting. So it looks like Microsoft's a little bit more chill about it and saying, hey, if the person decides to use a third-party source, you can keep all the money. But obviously, their goal is hopefully that the people who buy apps are buying apps through the main Microsoft store, because again, then it's like safer and stuff like that. So they'll probably put a disclaimer on these apps or in the store saying, hey, if you buy from third-party source, we're not liable for whatever happens, but if you like to go ahead and spend money using Microsoft Store to buy this stuff, you can, and we'll kind of help you out there. So that's interesting. I don't know how I feel about that. So it is exactly what, you know, it says. They get to keep the money, but it's just, yeah, that's interesting. Windows already in many ways hosts these stores, and if we can host it through the Microsoft Store, then of course, said, okay, so this is a TikTok, so yeah. So, it's Microsoft is trying to run everything to them, and it makes sense, okay? So what they're trying to do here, they're trying to get everyone on, obviously on Windows, right? And this has always been their goal, right? But what they see is that there is different platforms that people love to go to, right? And you have different platforms, A, B, C, and D, and E. Microsoft's idea is if we put all A, B, C, D, and E on one platform, and we have the money to do it, we get all these businesses to agree to come to Windows, then guess what? Nobody has to go to Mac anymore. No one has to buy a Mac anymore because just buy Windows. Why would you not just buy Windows? We're going to keep these business partners happy and have their stuff on our platform. And there's probably, you know, clauses in these contracts that say you can't go to Mac or you can't go to Apple. And some of them will, obviously. There's probably some will say, no, fluff that, I'm going to Apple too. But there's probably some companies will say, like, okay, I won't go to Apple, I'll stay on Windows. And I mean, as long as it's a third-party source, they get to keep all their money, developers who are making these apps. And when it comes to the actual like company like Amazon or Epic Games or Steam, it's just more revenue share for them, I guess. So I don't know how I feel about this, guys. Definitely interesting. Windows 11 is already interesting. Tell me down below your thoughts and opinions, though, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out.